been good at holding on. A heart broken so many pieces, but I'll just keep on moving on because I'll never give up on love, no never, no never, and I'll never give up on trust, whatever come what may. All that I wanna say, that true love's gonna come my way. Alright, I'm looking for a lover for me. Could you be the one for me? Yeah. Alright, just looking for forever for me. For me. See, I never ever thought that I could love again. I never ever thought that I could ever win. But don't ever give up, no, and don't ever give in. See, I pray that true love finds me in the end. I'll never give up on love, I will never. And I'll never know. I will never. Looking for a lover for me. See, I'm looking for a lover for me, yeah. And it's alright. Looking for forever. I'm looking for forever. For me. Every night. Hey, make love to her right. Remind her that she's the only one. She's the only one. I'm gonna treat her like mine. See, I'm gonna give her everything. Whatever she wants. Plus a 10-carat diamond ring. Baby. Woo. I'm looking for a lover for me. Looking for a lover. Could it be you? And it's baby, it's alright. Looking for forever for me. I'm looking for forever for me. Hey, looking for a lover for me. I'm looking, still looking. And it's alright. Looking for forever for forever. For me. Tamika Scott. Yeah. As we take this journey through life, we face trials and tribulations. No. Cause the storm's almost over. That's right. The storm is almost over.
Don't you give up. You come too far to turn back now. Hold your head up. It's almost over. So set up. Take you to your destiny. It's gonna be alright. Everything happens for a reason. Yes, this is your season. Just keep on believing. Blessings you'll be receiving. Oh yeah. It will be alright. Throw your hands to the sky, lift your head up high. The storm is almost over. Everything's gonna work in your favor. You don't have to worry no more. What you're going through won't last. It's a test to take you higher. Just keep the faith, hold on, believe. Storm is almost keep on moving. Don't let nobody stop you, no. You're getting closer. Almost over. You're a soldier. Now fight your way to victory. It's gonna be alright. Everything happens for a reason. Yes, this is your season. Just keep on believing. Blessings you'll be receiving. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It will be alright. Put your hands to the sky, lift your head up high. The storm is almost over. Everything's gonna work in your favor. You don't have to worry no more. What you're going through won't last. It's a test to take you higher. Just keep the faith, hold on in me. Clouds may rise, strong winds may blow. Try to see through the rain. You gotta hold on. Be strong. Don't let go. Put your hands to the sky, your head up high. The storm is almost over. Everything's gonna work in your favor. You don't have to worry no more. What you're going through won't last. It's a test to take you higher. Just keep the faith, hold on in me. The storm is almost over. Just hold on, be strong. Don't give up, just hold on, be strong.
Loving you has always been easy because it's true. Yeah, yeah. I would not believe if someone would have told me you would come along to revive my soul. Cause I was done with love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Loving you has always been easy cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful, more than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry, go together like love says. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you. Put that on God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. Said it's easy, easy to love. Said it's easy, so easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, it's what I search my life to do. Yeah, yes, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. Apply not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I'll be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time. I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide to make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Easy to love. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. You make it easy. You make it easy.
On my
When you said that you wanted more out of life, I heard you when you cried, and you got discouraged when you tried.
Declining, you keep calling me. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million. You just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the ease you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need
man.
Please put your pride aside for me. While I'm not trying to get at ease, know that I need at ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying you need all my love, it's never enough.
Out of that little stuff you talking about.
No. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. need it. Please put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. Mommy, put your pride aside for me.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Ruthie Moore for Todd Stroger. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. Ruthie Moore, look at Ruthie Moore. What's up? Look at little, excuse me, Le Ron.
Ron.
You know, you get to be like Ron, Le Ron, Ron Rilla, all of that good stuff. He hit the, he hit the underlay for me. So, it's like I feel a little bit more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Now, but if he really want to be cold.
Oh, hit
No. Weather.
Oh.
DJ banged it out. Look, we gonna start the competition. You know what? Cause
don't let them pitch y'all against each other.
Yeah, look, this is what I'm gonna do. But this is what I want. I want everybody to be ready. You never know. You know what I'm saying? It's like you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. Hey y'all, this is you see Todd don't be here. It could be one day.
It's raining.
Okay.
He lost his umbrella.
Uh-huh. It's all good. I ain't even tripping.
You know, it's Friday. It's casual Friday.
It's right. You casually come in.
Casual Friday.
Casually start the show. Can I tell y'all something? It's so funny. Because Ryan, look, at 6:05, he was like, Todd and Ruthie not coming in today?
6:05.
I was like, you ain't even got this yet, huh? I was like, they'll be here. They'll mosey on in. Look, let me tell you. If it was up to Ron,
he started at 6.
I'm going to tell you, 3/4 of the station to be fired. When Ron was the manager, like, Ron management, Ron used to come to me with the papers like, these shows, they not starting
we
up.
had these clocks.
Man, what happened to this? He would be like, yo, and it's like, actually, then Ron one day, he tried to bust me out. He said, if I'm learning business, I'm supposed to learn it from you. Ooh. Right? And I was like, dang. Because I sure been hobbying y'all up out this mug. So you see I'm getting more professional.
Check out. To fire somebody before Maze?
Are you kidding me? First of all, yes, I have had to fire people on numerous occasions. I really never really like to fire people. And I don't. I have, though. And it's 2 types of firings. It's like you knew it was coming. Well, black people do this.
What they
black
do?
People, even when they know they wrong, they gonna be mad. They gotta play like they mad, or they gotta act. They gotta be the so that you don't say nothing, right? Because like when it's a white person, they be coming to work mad. So the white boy was gonna fire you a week. You get about another 2 weeks of coming to work mad till the white boy be like, yo. But yes, I have had to fire people. It is never pleasant. Because nobody really ever sees themselves as wrong. They don't ever put themselves in the position of the owner. They really operate from the position of the employee, and it's oftentimes like they be looking at you hurt or mad or whatever, and they figure everything. And I think sometimes people are very rarely introspective. I got fired before. I got fired for being the best. I was the best Whopper. I was the best employee as far as I could work every station, and like no matter where they put me.
Okay, why you get fired? What you do wrong, quote unquote?
My attitude.
How is that wrong? If you was good at your job?
Because I didn't get along with management, and it's like it.
Did it impact your work?
It impacted kind of how I approached life. It did. Wait a minute, back up. Say that again. Did it impact my what?
Your work. Like, was stuff not getting done because you had an attitude with management, or you wasn't
I don't really
listening,
feel like I had an attitude. I felt like I think they felt like you act like your stuff don't stink around here. And while we appreciate your greatness on your operation side, it's like we don't necessarily think you're team building. Like, and it was like a collective. So I come in and like I could run the boards by myself. Man, I thought it was the ghost of Christmas past or something.
We need some WD-40 on that though.
I was thinking about that, but then I was also thinking
you need to know when people coming in. I need to
know when people coming in. But it was I thought I got fired.
Did you deserve it? Looking back,
I don't know if I think it's partially the crushing of the black male, like my swag. Right, I had Burger King swag. You laughing, but I felt some kind of way. Like I was the cool Burger King dude. Like that was like my domain where I could just, like I knew I was the best. And so, yeah, I think probably some of the men, I remember the black girl was like, now you can't be she was like, Aranda. I remember her too. But now I realize Aranda used to be getting high on the way to work. It's like I learned so much. It's so much I done figured out about people.
Dang, is she still around?
You know what?
Like, because she about to get a drop at work.
Man, if she's still at work at this, because she probably ain't still working now. And now even if she did get a drop, it's legal.
I don't think that mean anything unless you're willing to fight it out.
Unless you're willing to fight it out.
It's gonna be some don't worry. Some attorneys about to get rich.
Yep, it's gonna be soon, very soon.
Labor relations.
All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host Ruthie Moore sneaking in here in his polo. He looking almost like all you need is some boat shoes, and you look like a white fraternity guy or a white guy on Casual Friday ready to go golf.
I love Good morning. I loved my boat shoes. I had some, I think, from sophomore year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They were Sperry's.
No, those are.
Yeah, Sperry topsiders.
Oh, that's funny. That's the Catholic.
I know, Mace.
You had to wear Sperry's too?
I ain't never had no Sperry's.
Really? Is it? I think it's like Catholic uniform. Both my
It
kids.
is now. It's strange.
Both my kids wear Sperry's.
They are so
to
comfortable.
school. Are they?
That's actually been a thing since I was in high school. The white kids was wearing Sperry's. It was the wealthier kids.
Is that what that was about? That's
Yeah.
like
Nowadays,
and then they be
they
those
kinda-
Chelsea's, them
Yeah.
Chelsea boots too. Now,
I know what you're talking about.
right? I'd be like, if you see a white girl with no socks and skinny ankles or fat ankles and no
fat ankles.
walking around in Chelsea boots, that's probably like the white girl rich. Well, maybe that was last year. All right. Anyway,
Wait, I can get my Sperry's at Chernon's. It wasn't all that.
yeah, but you got last year's.
Mm.
Shernon's had
they
last
got
year.
yours.
Well, it's like what they do is they make all of these things and they always it's just like when people have like so there's always something to make sure that the people who have the newest know that they have the newest. And
That's right.
even if it's subtle, they know that they have the newest. So it's just like if you go to if you watch a lot of people buy used luxury cars, right? And because the average person doesn't know the body style or the differences of the mirrors or the lights or something else, they just be like, wow, you got the car.
Right.
But the people, as you get snobbery, right? It's either you be like,
It's levels.
man, dog, you got the, hey, look, you be in the car, you be like, hey, man, look, they running around here with and you be like, you know how you know it's the difference. And the people in the car be like, I have no clue and I don't care.
And I don't care.
But you be like, but I just need for you to know that car is not my car. Right? And so all of those.
Luxury edition.
Well, or it's just different demarcations, right? It's sort of like the 4.0, 4.6. It's the 4S. It's the, it's all the little things that you do.
Where your door handle positioned at?
Exactly. Where your door handle, what lights you have, what fin, it's just all different types of things.
Well, then in my bougieism, so I got my topsiders from Shernon's in 1980. In 1984, my mother comes to visit me, and I'm still wearing them. And she's like, "Ooh, throw those things away." And we went to Lord and Taylor, and she bought me.
Lord
some
Taylor.
real.
Can I tell you what? Lord and Taylor is the old black folks, rich people stuff. That's when you done stepped up. Look, my mom had a Lord and Taylor charge card, and that's where I could always get something from. Like if we went to I couldn't go to like DJ's or go to like Chess King and nothing like that. But if it was Lord and Taylor, I could get it. Man, I love Chess King. Man, I used to be like, could I please get something from Chess King? It'd be like,
Chess
you had to
King
get
was
it.
for being modern. Like this is going to be in fashion right now for like 12 months. That's
Exactly.
about it.
That's why I got my. I remember I got my Z Cavaricis from them.
Wow, I never even heard of that.
You ain't never had Z calves.
I don't
You ain't
think
never had Z calves. It's like the Filipino pants.
Oh,
You
I
know
think I
where they
those.
like kind of balloony up here and then kind of
Yes.
then towards and then you wear like the black shoes with the shiny tips on them.
No,
That's because
now you
Bobby
lost me
Brown.
again.
It was like you ain't man. They had like the long zipper thing in the front. Then they was the predecessor to the Genera brand X's. Remember when Genera had the brand X's, and you had the Genera pants with the.
I don't know.
Man, I wore the Gap and Levi's all my life. I'm not bad.
Man, I used to make a killing on the Gap sale rack. I had every kind of corduroy it was because I bought them the season. I just didn't know that you wasn't supposed to wear corduroys in the
Summer? Spring?
Says who?
Yeah,
Says
yeah.
who?
Well, clearly not me or my mom. All right, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. That's Todd Stroger. Ruthie Moore is in the building. And we have LeRon coming up. Look, LeRon, you have a birthday coming up, huh?
Sunday.
Hey,
Oh.
y'all. LeRon sent me an email. He sent me an email, said, I'm about this piece. Because he's going to celebrate his birthday. LeRon, how old will you be?
30.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the club.
Dang. That means I was in the world before LeRon was, dang. I feel old. Like, I remember when I was like, when I'm going to be 30, I'm going to be so old. Now I'm 50, and I'm like, dang, he 30. All right, y'all. Look, we all in. Let's lie. We got this thing locked in. Let's get the soul plane up Well, you know what? It's about 6:30, so it seems like our WBGX audience should be joining us any minute now. If you are now joining us from WBGX, you are tuned in to the Maze Jackson show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, as well as Todd Stroger in the building. LeRon is about to get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet, and he's going to give us a quick break, and then we'll be right back, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson show. We'll be back.
WIIFTBP. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Both of them. And
Media's just for you and me.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South. All of your black care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected. Just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
A little bit of sex, little bit of bump, little bit of rock with a whole lot of soul. You are girl magic. She is girl magic. A little bit of spice, little bit of swag, little bit of blues with a little bit of chat. You are girl magic. She is girl magic. The way she walks exudes a confidence, not afraid to take a chance. And grace is in her blood from the ancestors above. She is light, she is truth, taking names, making boss moves. Evident in everything she do. She is me, she is you. Little bit of bone, little bit of rock with a whole lot of soul. You are girl magic. She is girl magic.
yeah, the
Little bit of change. You are girl magic. She is girl magic. She's everything I wanna be and more. Wisdom class ones we adore. When faced with trial, she's strong in faith, 'cause she knows exactly what it takes. She's been bruised, knowing all the weather she can lose. Knows the story, stands in glory. Takes her own little woman to feel these shoes. Don't be afraid to shine. Don't try to dim your light. Push your crown, very proud. Sing it strong, sing it loud.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host,
Ruthie Moore.
Right. I forgot. I got it all. You get me confused when you're here. I'm like, wait a minute, hold it. What's going on? This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Ruthie Moore, Todd Stroger, and LeRon in the building. We are working it out. It is time. Ron, you got the big voice in there for social media question of the day. Why don't you tune that up for me? Because I am about ready to hit it. Let me know when you got it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Social media question of the day.
All right, y'all. If you are joining us with WBGX, you know what? We any headline.
Want to start using my big voice? It's time for the.
Are you trying to be funny, man? Don't even do that, because you know I take umbrage with any high voice checks, and Ron still has not put my bass in my vote. So it's all good though. I see how y'all be trying to do it, brother. It's all good.
All you gotta do is take some hormones.
No, that's okay.
No, thank
I've
you.
had trouble.
I do not
in the
want to grow
drive-thru.
breasts. I be trying to get my voice deep. Next thing you know, I be walking in here lactating and talk about
Lactating.
Lord have mercy.
You would be so rich though.
No, I would be so never seen ever. What's going on, my? Look, Ron trying to put some bass. You trying to take the bass out of my voice, dog? You want to be? You want to be comedian? You want to be funny, huh?
Dang.
See how they do you, Ruthie? See you can. You know what? That's okay. You dang on millennials. That's why you turning 30. Oh, man, your hair turned gray.
That's right. Gray's not that bad.
No, I think it's actually, after Ron Isley, I'm extra salt. I'd be like, hello. All right, y'all. Let me run through a couple of these headlines. Today's showdown at City Hall, or maybe not so much. Apparently, it is going to be called DUSABLE Lakeshore Drive. That is the compromise that they have reached. We're going to talk about that because I feel like
that's the compromise.
I feel like they folded. I'm going to stop, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Did you see speaking of folding, did you see the Miami building collapse?
Yeah. News.
I say that when I looked at the front of that building, it sure looked like when you saw those bombings in Israel. Like, I don't just think that because whatever engineering firm or whatever architect put that building together, if it just fell down like that, they all going to hell. And I don't think it was just that simple.
I just saw it on the radio. Was it new? I didn't see it on the radio. I heard it on the radio. Was it new?
I don't know if it was new or not, but I'm just telling you that Ty windows a building just pancake. Like, they have safety. I mean,
when you imploded?
Exactly. I'm just telling you. And then I'm going to say one of my sources told me that there were 100 foreign people from one family of dignitaries living in the building.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it seems to me like I want to know who those dignitaries are, who their families are, because that just didn't look. That looks suspect, if I can say that. How about this one? Today, Derek Chauvin is being sentenced.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
We're going to talk about it a little bit later at 7:30. Because at 7 o'clock we got Stacy Davis Gates coming on from the Chicago Teachers Union. She probably got some things to say. I feel like CTU has been relatively quiet for CTU. I mean, really. I mean, I think seriously.
Everybody's just been trying to get to the end of the school year.
Right. Everybody's got to take a summer vacation.
well, that's actually.
Teachers used to getting the summers off.
Well, check this out. That's part of the reason why I wanted to have this interview, is because I do think that, it is time for summer break, and so we probably won't be seeing as many school stories. The big school story will be who they're going to select as the school chief, right? That's what we'll find out, and they say they got that down to about a month, a search for a month. But also talked to Dr. Janice Jackson, who said, because I had to say, Dr. Jackson, you got to say bye to the people, because we remember the good Reverend Dr. Forrest, we shall overcome Claypool. Remember, and she was, she do all that. I got y'all. So we're going to, not today, but we are going to get a farewell interview from Dr. Janice Jackson. I'm excited for that as well. Talked to her yesterday. Did you see the Cubs had a combined no-hitter yesterday?
Oh, man, I missed that.
So basically they had two pitchers and both of them pitched no-hitters.
The Sox did that a couple of years back or something.
I know, because the Sox are the greatest. Speaking of that, hey, you know what? I hope it doesn't rain tonight. I'm going to the White Sox game with
Are you going to be in the stands?
Yeah, with Brian Foster. I'm going with the In the Zone crew. They got like a little they go tailgating and they go to the game and go have drinks and
Just get you a poncho.
I'm not sitting in the rain, Joe.
It ain't that serious.
No, it's not that serious. You can keep them $35 tickets.
What if Frank Thomas was still playing?
I'll be watching Frank Thomas from the TV.
He'd be watching on cable.
Either that or I'd be up on I'll figure my way up to the box level. And, we should call Double J because I bet you, Double J owns that stadium.
Yeah.
He is one of the longest season ticket holders ever. Yeah. You ever been to the White Sox with Double J?
No, he invited me, but I never had a chance to actually.
You should go. If you ever want to go to a White Sox game, Double J is who you want to go to a White Sox game with. I'm just telling you. Just
I can imagine because also all the
you're like, why do you know? Like the white guys.
I'm sure he knows all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going tonight though with the Twin. You should go, man. Come on, y'all. If y'all, you know what, In the Zone is doing. That's pretty slick. They got you sitting 100 level the whole thing. They said they're gonna have a tailgate too. Do you drink at
Sounds
the tailgate?
pretty interesting.
I think it'll be pretty fun. I'm trying to get out of my bubble. I got to get out of my I don't talk to people bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I keep my circle tight. All right, y'all. How about this one? Aldermen send the mayor a warning letter. That 22 aldermen. You better get right. You are around here trampling on the rules and trampling democracy.
Right.
Don't tread on us, bro.
Don't tread on me, bro.
And the rules are actually voted on by the council.
Something's going on.
I always feel some type of way when I see Burke talking though, because they stay saying council wars and showing Burke talking mess using these same tactics. So I don't know, y'all.
When you
help me,
how does that go? When you want to make something, if you want to make a omelet, you get a chef. So he knows how to fight with the rules.
He just been waiting to slap Mayor Lightfoot back. So this is his opportunity. But I just feel some type of way when I see Harold Washington and I see Burke. Ugh.
The mayor puts her foot in the bear trap, though. She makes it easy on them.
Yeah, she's golden. And I think that really has nothing to lose in the city council, right? And so
not at all.
He's emboldened, and she makes it easy. It's like if you're gonna say it, go ahead and say it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like he gets the opportunity to prove his deanship. She's made him relevant because nobody knows Robert's rules like him,
right?
And so, like even when Sophia King got ran, right? She know the rules. You saw dude when he popped it off, he was like, so you going against the Supreme Court? She was like, recess, and came back and then used another tactic. And I feel like right now it's my enemy's enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
And so the mayor is, imagine 22 people years ago, 22 other aldermen, they would be running the other way. Her old floor leader, she's got 2 committee chairs that have also signed the letter.
Really? I never thought that happened.
Yep. It's on the proper.
I think it's just basic. Remember, the first thing I asked you when I came in here yesterday was, how good are you at parliamentary procedure? Because it seems to be the part of civics and politics that can kind of make or break you in the moment when you need to use those, I don't want to call them, I don't want to say tricks, but.
No, Mace pointed out, I think, whatever day that was, that the rules are there to keep order and procedure.
Unless you use them in a way to your benefit.
Well, that's the whole idea of rules, is you use them to your benefit. But if there's no rule, then you can't use it.
You said, how's that?
Bam.
All right. So are y'all getting choppy again? Is that what we're getting? You saying you're not hearing it, but I'm wondering, is it coming across the broadcast as choppy? Or is it because I'm moving myself away from it? Anyway,
You're bobbing and weaving?
I'm bobbing and weaving, sticking and moving. I'm gonna tell you like this: the parliamentary procedure has always been one of my favorite tools. Robert's Rules of Order has always been one of my favorite tools, and it can make people who don't understand it want to fight.
Which is funny.
It is really funny.
No, not that part. But I was reading just the other day because, I try to keep up with the rules while we're doing the meeting so I can help the mayor. And
So you can help. Oh, I was like, hold on. My fault.
of Robbins. And one of the things it said was the Robert's Rules of Orders are to help prevent fights.
We know it say that. They said it's mask supposed to help prevent COVID too, but we see what we had.
Oh, we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, we are.
Robert's Rules.
It's some white folks you can't trust.
Who got their audio on? Ryan, you got your audio on too loud. Because we're hearing it through the...
Oh, through the... Yeah.
You got the computer audio up too high. All right. Now. All right. Now, is that better for the choppiness? It may have been the mic might not have been all the way plugged in. Anyway, I ordered some new mics too. So, y'all, let me just ask you this. Let me back up. I done threw myself off. Lightfoot legislators. Did you see the county board wants to find out what's going on with the money? They like, hold on, y'all gonna spend $1 billion? Huh? They want to know what's going on with the $1 billion. They want to know the the feds are giving up $1 billion of county money, and the county board members are like, Tony Preckwinkle just filed an ordinance to make it happen. To spend, I'm like, I'm all.
Oh, to spend it already?
She wants to spend it.
Oh, and they want to know what you're spending it on?
And they want to have a say in it. Just like the aldermen are like, how you going to spend $2 billion and you just think you just got $2 billion by yourself?
Right.
And the county board is like, hold on, can you imagine, like, we got a check to all of us for $100 million, for $1 billion, and then I pass you a letter that say, here, sign this to tell me that I can spend it how I want to spend it. You'd be like, hold on, dog, wait. I don't get no cut. I don't even get a say. I can't even tell you what's going on with my... Yeah. So, I expect the county... I'm wondering is the leadership at the top starting to thin out? Now, and when I say that, are people starting to say they shouldn't be allowed... Are they taking away from leadership?
Across the board.
Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like the concept of democracy is really starting to break up in the way we think about it in Illinois. Let me just put it that way. I feel like the power is decentralizing. And I think like it's almost like crazy to think that they could pass an ordinance where the executive now thinks that he could spend $1 billion, he or she could spend $1 billion or $2 billion without ever having to talk to anybody. If it was Mayor Daley, everybody would have signed it. Romney would have signed it. Now everybody, and I don't know, I think that's a George Floyd outcome, actually. I think that is a George Floyd outcome. We ain't got it all the way in Illinois, but I do think it's happening. Rudy Giuliani lost his law license. That's kind of crazy to think he was the #1 law enforcement agent in New York, and now that same office is taking away his.
He'll be all right. He got enough squirreled away.
Right. Squirreled away.
Yeah, you're right.
He's standing on it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that, though. Does anybody watch Billions?
Mm-mm.
I know the show, but I don't watch it.
Billions is, I feel like the prosecutor in Billions is going to turn out to be Rudy Giuliani.
I'm guessing something bad happened here.
Yeah, you got to watch Billions, though. That's another one. Remember, I always put y'all up on the good stuff. I always put y'all up on the good stuff. All right, finally. Do you think the mayor owes Alderman Taylor an apology? Yeah, we talked to her yesterday. Do you think that she owes an apology?
Yes, and you know why? Because she asked her for one. Because she feels like she deserves one.
Now, let me just tell you. That's not the real world, though.
Yeah, I'd be apologizing forever for everybody who wanted an apology. If they knew they can get one out of me.
Has somebody publicly demanded one from you before? For something that they perceive that you did to them?
What if you don't perceive that you did it to them, though?
But my thing is, if they say that they did, if they say that you did. And if you got enough respect for that person, then you honor their wishes because you I don't want to use the word violated them in some way, but you did something to cross them. And they're verbally saying to you that I want an apology. And so if you don't do it, then that says a lot about how you feel about that person.
This is politics. If you ask me for a public apology, then you're probably not in my camp anyway.
Has anybody ever did that though?
No, but you're not in my camp. If you're going to do that, you're not in my camp, and I'm probably going to say something like, I'm sorry that your feelings were hurt.
Well, see, that might be enough.
That's not an apology, though.
No,
I'm sorry you feel that way. It's like,
but you never know, though. Sometimes an apology is an acknowledgement of some wrong that you have caused.
Yeah, but that's not that. Yeah, that's why I put it that way. I'm sorry that your feelings were hurt. That was you.
I mean, that I feel like that's an inroad to an apology, to a reconciliation of the wrong that you feel.
I'd be like, just keep it. I'd be like, just keep it. Yeah, keep it. If you say that to me, if you say I'm sorry you felt that way, I really know that you clearly don't feel the same way. That's all. And it may be an acknowledgement of. So I feel like an acknowledgement of your feelings and an apology are two different things. I can acknowledge that your feelings may have been hurt. I don't necessarily agree that I was wrong for what I said or did in the situation.
That's exactly what that means,
right?
I think that's fine. That's a step, which I think is a necessary step.
Okay, I mean, good. I mean, that ain't never working with your wife though. I'm just telling you, or your husband. If you say I'm sorry you felt that way, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Either really loud or really quiet.
Or really quiet. It's gonna get really loud or really quiet. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Ruthie, Todd, and LaRon is in the building. All right. Got in this. I know we're a little late behind the thing. If you are listening to us on WBGX, we want to welcome you. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in to Facebook and to YouTube. We greatly, greatly appreciate you. Ooh. We appreciate you being on the show and tuning in. All right, y'all. Social media question of the day, Ron. Give me a big voice.
Time for the social media question of the day.
Should the Black heroes compromise on the Lakeshore Drive renaming? We have seen over the last 3 months the mayor do everything from backflips to find $40 million to offer to rename the Dan Ryan, to rename the Chicago River. She would do anything to stop the renaming of the Lakeshore Drive as DUSABLE Drive. Yesterday, the leader of the Black Heroes Coalition announced that today and today only,
it's a sale.
Would they accept the compromise of renaming Lakeshore Drive, DUSABLE Lakeshore Drive? Kind of, to me. Oh, in exchange for calling and passing it today. That there be no more parliamentary tricks, that they do nothing else to avoid renaming it, and for today only. Because they apparently still believe that they have the vote, but they don't that they have votes for the Now, the thing for the mayor though is that in my estimation, this DUSABLE Drive, if she vetoes the DUSABLE Drive, there's no turning back to the Black community, right? There's no real forgiveness, because whoever Black comes up is going to be like, and she vetoed the renaming of, right? And you saw the poll that says all the white people are like, hell no. And all the people of color, I hate to say that, are for it. So now, the last thing the mayor wants to do is veto the DUSABLE Drive. But the white folks, which she has just a slight majority of, not that she has their support, but if she ever hopes to hold on to them, she can't let this happen. But she knows now that she's lost a large enough portion of white folks that she's going to need some Black people to be with her. So to avoid that, she has come up with the compromise of DUSABLE Lakeshore Drive, which essentially gives the white folks an out. The social media question of the day is, should the Black Heroes Coalition have folded in this case? Or now, do you think it's a fold, though, first of all? Because they got the votes to get it across. And so there's two ways to look at it, but I want to know how you all look at it. I'm going to start with Ruthilla.
I want to see it in writing. I want to see what it say.
That was
I want to read it.
Okay, but in the event that let's just say big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Big picture, they're going to rename rename Lakeshore, DUSABLE Lakeshore Drive as the compromise. Let's just do big picture.
That's it. No festival, no park.
Oh, you can get the festival, you can get the park,
all
you
the
can
other
do
stuff too?
I'm not saying you do, but let's just say yes, you can, just for ticks and giggles.
Oh,
Was it a fold?
I'm gonna say compromise is. I don't know the ins and outs of the rationale for the compromise, but I probably would have just kept going full force because I think it would have set a precedent. And I think sometimes the spirit of compromise can not work in our Black people's favor because oftentimes that's what we have to do is compromise.
And in this case, I didn't feel like we had to compromise. Todd, give me your thought.
Well, first, compromise is always, not always, but it is the way of government. It's the way where both sides feel like they got something, which is usually the important part, because if you don't feel like you both got something, then it's always just a fight, and it tends to mean that neither side gets anything done. So I think as time goes on, it'll just become DUSABLE. People stop talking about Lakeshore Drive. So
not the white people.
I don't think it's a true compromise, because who's going to say DUSABLE Lakeshore Drive?
Nobody. The white people gonna say I live on Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah, but as people die off and things change, you know how we do. It's going to become a nickname. It's just going to be the short part.
It'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. So here's me.
I mean, Ruthie's Ruthie Moore.
Moore.
But she's really Ruthie Moore, but she's Ruthie Moe. Things like that happen all the time.
But it just depends on which part you want to emphasize.
Yeah.
So here's me, and I think it's a fold. I think that we should have forced the mayor's hand so that either you find out we going to keep on dawdling with this. Is she with us? Is she not with us? I think we know she's really not with us, essentially. But I feel like this was the sign to everybody Black in the whole entire world that ain't your team. And so for me, it's like you force her to be with you or against you. And this is a simple one. This is, if she can't be with you on 4th Street signs, what makes you think that she is going to be with you anywhere else in this city? On where does she have your best interest? It makes me think back to Alderman Jeanette Taylor when she said, everything Black, the mayor tries to block.
Yeah.
Everything Black, the mayor tries to block. 4th Street signs. And you look at the people that she is willing to team up with the people that are undercutting her every single day to protect that white privilege that comes with the 3 letters named Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah, but there's another question is, who are the negotiators? Is this about the legislature, or is this about the group who's trying to accomplish certain things?
Oh, so you're saying, and I think that the Black heroes have they're the lead negotiator. Like, they're the tip of the spear. So I think they get the final say. But I do think that outwardly, to me, this looks like a fold. It just, I'm not tripping on them. They get the right. So I wasn't in a DUSABLE fight. They get to have the final say. It's like I'm going to support them at the end. I do think, though, that politically, this is if I was in the negotiations, I would have, they would have been talking about, we got $100 million, right? Because what you're going to find out is that $40 million is going to be $40 million over 20 years, right? And it's going to be $2 million a year for a festival that some white people are going to put on in the downtown, because you know they ain't letting no Negroes put no festival on the Chicago River, which you Negroes can't swim. That happened. I'm just
19.
Hey, bro, I'm just telling you. We was in a pool a couple weeks ago. Daughter was swimming, hanging out. She walked off the edge and we was like, where Milan go? And then we saw Jersey bobbing. And we was like, Jersey was looking like, this is not fun. This is not fun. And so I'm just going to tell you, man, we got to get our swim game up too. Anyway, this is the Mace Jackson Show. When we come back, we are going to be talking to one of the, I got to say, one of the most powerful women in the city of Chicago. Stacy Davis Gates. She is the vice president of the Chicago Teachers Union. She'll be joining us via video. Leron, why don't you hit us with one commercial, hit us with Dante, and then we'll be ready to come back. All right, let's go.
WIIFTBP. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information, or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Back like.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten us. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground.
So, yeah.
What about the days and the nights we spent? What about the love we made so sweet? Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, baby. 'Cause girl, I believe. I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. That you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. you're mad. When I gave all that I never had, you got me going through changes of life with you. Are you sure you wanna let? Think it over, babe. 'Cause girl, I believe, I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. You don't come around. Now that you got all my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to last, can't doze no more. I told y'all this, that dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies of the politicians. We need money, no symbolism. It's Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' start. They ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressor to solve them.
What's in it for the black people? All the lies we didn't heard before. Time to pay attention. You gotta do more than listen. Need some action with it on a count of 3.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building. I think Todd
Friday.
It's Friday. Ruthie's super fired up. I don't even know if it's Todd. Todd, your name. You checking to see if your name's still on the paper? Todd trying to see it. My name. I don't see my name on this paper nowhere. I don't see my name on this paper. Well, hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Ruthie Moore, Todd Stroger, Leron is in the building. It is 7:09, and y'all, we got to get cracking because on the live line, got a caller, one of the most powerful women in the city of Chicago. She is. I told you when I watch. You know, I don't try to watch everybody else's media pops, but when I watch the media pops, I'll be like, who did the media training? Because I'm gonna tell you, Davis nailed every time when it comes to fighting for her members and her union. She is the vice president of CTU Local 1. Stacy, welcome back to the Maze Jackson Show. How you feeling? Oops, I'm sorry.
Thank you, and I'm feeling okay.
Okay, got you. Hey, Stacy, who you rocking on that shirt right there? Before we get started, who you rocking on the shirt today? Karen, Jackie. I can't see the other two. Addie and Marion. Tell me, Marion and Willie. Give me, who are those? Tell me who they represent, please, for those that don't know.
Karen Lewis. So the first two, Karen Lewis and Jackie Vaughn, leaders, iconic leaders of the Chicago Teachers Union. Then you have Addie Wyatt, iconic labor leader, civil rights activist, pastor. Then you have Marion Stamps, the mother of Cabrini, the activist organizer, one of the key architects to Harold Washington's mayoral win. And then you have Willie Barrows, and you don't get Operation Push without her and her leadership.
Dang, you repping hard. I repping hard for Chicago. I appreciate that, Stacy. Thank you for the history lesson. Stacy Davis Gates, you represent what has to be if not the most powerful force in Chicago, one of the top 3 powerful forces in Chicago, the Chicago Teachers Union. And we are about to head to summer break. So I was just wondering, before we take a break, what is actually going on? Because y'all have been kind of quiet, if you can call quiet for CTU. So what's been going on, and what should we be looking out for this summer?
Well, we had a winter reopening, a spring reopening of high school, and it was stressful. You want to get this right. Many times, as you know, state regulations give you a floor, a basement, if you will. Our work was to create safety standards that could keep everyone in the school community safe. So like offering vaccines to staff, to faculty, making sure that students who were eligible to receive a vaccine, that they had the opportunity to receive one along with their family. We know how this pandemic has basically made all of us kin, and that there's no way in the world that we can be connected and not have the risk of. Beyond that, we are suffering from some layoffs. Every year, the Chicago Public Schools thinks it's a good idea to get rid of people who've done well. I think that this year is particularly egregious, considering that they have $2 billion worth of federal funds to help stabilize and recover school districts because COVID. Beyond that, what we are doing currently is gearing up to have continued talks with the Chicago Public Schools to evaluate what went right when 25% of the school communities returned, and how do we refine those things and expand them, and what didn't go so right, and how can we retool those things to make sure that people have the best chance at both being safe in the school community and making sure that they have the opportunities that they need to recover from this pandemic.
So, Stacy, let me ask you, just broad strokes. Do you think the school reopening for the people that came back was successful or no?
I think it was up and down, as most things are in the school district. There are some things that we appreciated about it. Every school community received a safety committee, whereas different stakeholders from the community, the school community, were able to get together and talk about how it worked in real time, because the implementation of the agreement is quite different from creating the agreement. So the safety teams were there to monitor that. So we think that that should stay. I think that that is a safety net, if you will. I also think that we got to look at contact tracing closer as we go into the new school year. Again, only 25% of our families went back, and disproportionately they were white families. What's going to happen when we get 100% of our students back in our school communities? COVID will always be our reality. How are we mitigating? That word is going to be very important. How are we mitigating the COVID and its impact in our school communities?
And I'm gonna have Todd and Ruthie also probably have questions, but before we go to them, elected school board just passed down in Springfield. There's been a lot of up and down about it. 21 members. The mayor calls it unwieldy. They met yesterday apparently, and the bill is going forward. The governor has indicated that he will sign it. Stacy, what does it mean that we will have an elected school board in Chicago, and will that really be a good thing for the students, or will it create another political bureaucracy? answer that one briefly for me because I got to follow up.
So Chicago Public Schools has been a public school system since 1837, and this is the first time where you will have an opportunity as a parent, as a community person, as a lay person to weigh in on school policy. The very first time. So I think that this is a win for Chicago and absolutely a win for democracy when you have red states very clearly and the federal government at this point not paying much attention to the rights, the voting rights of melanated people. So that's number one. I think number two, what we have to be clear about as well is that this has been a struggle before Karen Lewis. This was a struggle for communities and organizers for a very, very long time. And it's a struggle that has been honored at the ballot in referenda by voters repeatedly. So to the extent that this is long overdue is an understatement.
So I got you chose an interesting word, melanated people. And this is what's in it for the Black People Media. And so I got a question specifically because I see quarterbacking this movement in downstate is leader Delia Ramirez. I'm curious to know your thoughts on one, will this further the transition of the CPS into the hands of the Latino community? And secondly, do you believe that undocumented immigrants should have the right to vote, and will it lead to a slippery slope of allowing them to vote in municipal elections? There.
And this is what I would say, Mays, is that number one, we see the Latino community in broad strokes. Latinos are also Black. So, Black people are represented in the diaspora across the world.
Well,
I'm a
Stacy,
history teacher.
I'm
a history teacher. I got it.
I got you, and I don't want to fight you on this, but I do know that, we both have some significant history, and we know that while traditionally that in the diaspora, that's how it works. We're in Chicago, and oftentimes we find our interests competing, especially when it comes to resources. We got a remap coming up, etc. And so I agree with that when we're talking about in the broad world. But when we're talking about chopping up the power, are we putting ourselves in a position and I'm asking literally for just the Black community, are we putting ourselves at a disadvantage long term?
So two things about that. The first thing is that I refuse to fight with the brown man over the 2 crumbs left by the white man on the table. I'm not doing that. White supremacy has given us a spirit of scarcity, and I'm not going to subscribe to the impacts of white supremacy in that way. So that's number one, and that's a personal choice of mine. Okay. Number two, what I would say is that the way in which the bill is written, and this is a great question, Mays, and that you get 21 people, 20 of them coming from districts ensures that there is representation from Black people on there. If we look at how many state reps and state senators we have from Chicago, the vast majority of both of those, the senators and the representatives, are Black. So this concept of how many we get is mirrored on that. Count the number of senators, count the number of Black senators. Now count the number of state representatives that the city has, and then count the number that are Black. We have a bigger number and have had a bigger number for some time. The way in which that number is constructed, speak to that exclusively, to speak to that specifically. Again, we have suffered perhaps the most harm, and I'm not trying to have oppression Olympics, but when 50 schools were closed in the city by Rahm Emanuel, they closed them on Black people, which is why there is a mad dash right now to contextualize the remap. The remap was contextualized when Rahm Emanuel said Black people don't leave in this city and I can close the schools down on your children. The remap was contextualized when Arnie Duncan began to narrow the number of schools, public schools that were offered as neighborhood schools in our communities and fire Black teachers. That was institutions did. The mayor and the people that worked under the mayor. So what this bill will do is be thoughtful enough to recognize that the weight of our representation looks like more than less.
Okay. I'm going to pass the mic right now to Ruthie. Ruthie, you got your question ready? Stacy Davis Gates?
Actually, you answered it. Good morning. When we think about that the teacher education programs that are sort of geared toward helping like CPS graduates become teachers, do you think that more of an emphasis should be placed on teacher readiness programs for like inner city education?
Absolutely, I do. Right now, the union has a program that it has been working on. Ironically enough, Tara Stamps, Marion Stamps' daughter, who's on this T-shirt, her daughter works at the Chicago Teachers Union, and she administers a program right now for Black teachers that come into the system within the first couple of years to make sure that we anchor and keep them. But to your question, we have been working for the last 10 years to help create a different structure for bringing Black teachers into the profession. The General Assembly and the Illinois State Board of Education a while ago changed qualifications and requirements, and what it became as a doorkeeper that excluded Black teachers because they changed cut scores on the test that, quite frankly, doesn't evaluate your preparedness and effectiveness as an instructor, but serves as a gatekeeper to keep you out. So when the cut score went up on this test, what we saw was a precipitous decline of Black teachers, candidates into the pipeline and profession. So there are lots of little things that happen in the pipeline to narrow. And then when you get into the system, we don't put our arms around you and nurture you. We have been working with CPS, though, to their credit, and to be fair, to try and ameliorate these things, but they have to do it. We're in settlement talks right now for a lawsuit that Karen Lewis filed almost 10 years ago, pushing back on school turnarounds and closures that, again, disproportionately impacted